And welcome back to the Hot Lap. We are talking the return of Flavio Briatore, absolutely, to his old team, former Benetton, Renault, Lotus / Alpine. Yeah, the team that started off as Tolman, if anyone of you wanted to know. So, Briatore, he's been tipped for an Alpine F1 role amid all this Alpine and Renault frustration, particularly maybe, with Ocon versus Gasly, the civil war. So former Renault team boss, Briatore, he's lined up for a role at Alpine's Formula One team. That is according, though, to reports in both the French and Italian media. Italian outlet, I will pronounce this wrong, I'm sure, Corriere della Sera, and French newspaper L'Equipe have reported that the 74-year-old, yes, the 74-year-old, has been tapped up by Renault CEO Luca De Meo to become a special advisor to help the squad turn around its fortunes. Now, there's no patch on 74-year-olds in general. It's just that this particular 74-year-old could be slightly controversial. We'll get into the history of Flavio Briatore in a bit and see whether you guys are going to agree that is he the best person to sort Alpine out. Fair play to him, though. If he's going to go there and sort it out, fantastic. But I digress. So reportedly, this role is going to entail helping the team's recruitment drive to bolster its Enstone headquarters and its engine plant. Alpine have declined to either way confirm or deny Briatore's arrival, which is weird because if he wasn't coming, they'd deny it. So clearly there are, you can kind of intimate they're talking. And they've issued the following statement. As a team, we are in frequent contact with a number of industry experts in pursuit of improving overall performance. They went on to saying, we consider all relevant inputs when appropriate, seek advice from people with experience and previous success. We cannot comment on any individual matters. Now, if Flavio's arrival is indeed confirmed, it's sure to cause some unease in certain quarters. So the former Benetton and Renault principal, he was at the helm during the 94-95 Michael Schumacher successful years, and when they won the Constructors' Championship in 95, and Fernando Alonso's 05-06 years, where they enjoyed their double championship wins with the squad. He served, we'll get into this in a bit later more, but a paddock ban, which was initially a lifetime ban for the 2008 Singapore Crashgate scandal. The lifetime ban, though, was overturned in 2013 when the Italian, a regular visitor since then, attended last week's Monaco Grand Prix, was seen with the company F1 CEO Stefano Domenicali before the race. So Alpine, as we know, they've gone through a very turbulent 10 months with so many people, lead engineers, bosses, leaving. And with the removal of, and they've got starting with De Meo's removal of CEO Laurent Rossi, quickly followed by the departure of Otmar Zafnauer and longtime sporting director Alain Permain ahead of that 2023 Belgian Grand Prix. Just really weird doing it in the middle of kind of in the middle of the season. But the team then went in a wrong design direction during the development of this year's car, their 2024 car, and it hasn't been going very well. I mean, they finished 6th last year, but they beat McLaren the year before, and they're kind of like on a downward trend. So as a result, both technical director Matt Harmon and the head of aerodynamics, Dirk de Beer, have now also left the outfit, and that was March this year. Now in their stead, Bruno Famin created a McLaren-like three-pronged structure, somewhat copying McLaren's approach, but they have, speaking of McLaren, taken the guy that was from Ferrari, David Sanchez, who went to McLaren, didn't quite agree with his role there, and in fairness, both parties were happy, left his role. So they've been making some progress in recent weeks, moving from the rear of the grid position to the midfield. They scored their first points in Monaco. Pierre Gasly. So that's not too bad, but he nearly didn't because of that incident with Esteban Ocon. So there's been plenty of talk that Renault remains frustrated, at the least, with the team's lack of results and are keen to shake things up further. But this is Renault, a team that doesn't really want to invest in Alpine, even though it clearly needs the investment. They seemingly the last few years, they've just been happy to be there. I think the last time they really cared about Formula One was when they signed Daniel Ricciardo for those 2 years. So let's talk more, though, about a certain Flavio Briatore. In 2009, this is September 2009. I'm reading now from The Guardian, which is a British newspaper for anyone across the pond. And they're saying Flavio Briatore was initially banned for life for fixing the Singapore Grand Prix. Yeah. So the former Renault driver, the former Renault Formula One manager, Briatore, it said, was today effectively banned from motorsport for life. Yeah, for life. For his part in a scandal in that the sport's governing body said was of unparalleled severity. However, the Motorsport Council effectively gave Renault a green light to continue in Formula One. It was him, and I believe Pat Simmons was kind of banned as well. And that was when it was found that in the 2008 Singapore Grand Prix, they had got Nelson Piquet, their number 2 driver, to crash to let their number 1 driver, Fernando Alonso, who started near the back, pit under the, to help him essentially win that race. It involved them crashing at a certain time at a certain corner to guarantee the safety car come out. Even on the parade lap, you can see poor Nelson Piquet Jr. test that out. Then in 2009, Renault sacked him and he spilled all the beans. Yeah. Did Fernando Alonso know? He claims he didn't. That's all I say. He claims he didn't. But that's the reason why Flavio Briatore, for his part in the scandal, for he was the team boss, was banned for life. And yeah, I absolutely understand. But for whatever reason, he is back. Fair enough. So was Flavio Briatore a good team boss? Well, rushmagazine.co.uk, I think it was an article written quite a while back, called him the Teflon Don of Formula One, which is a quite interesting. I'll link the description below, which is quite an interesting article. And they basically said, of all the colourful characters and high rollers ever to grace that F1 paddock, none have been quite as vibrant as Flavio. They're saying he was never far from controversy in his 20-year career as team principal. Winning at all costs, they said, was an understatement for Flavio, who frequently employed underhand tactics to gain the smallest advantage. Whatever your stance on the man, you cannot deny he did get results. Yeah, absolutely. The fledgling Benetton team was the only one to break that, at the time, Ferrari-Williams duopoly on the championship during the 90s, with his ruthless streak often overshadowing a shrewd eye for the driver market. His talent spotting, getting Michael Schumacher and Fernando Alonso, albeit you can make an argument that it was Jordan that gave Michael Schumacher the chance. Did he talent spot him? No, he just stole him from Jordan. That Briatore, though, employed such methods at all should come as no surprise. They said he already came into the sport with a checkered past. Just Google that if you want. So, I mean, there were rumours that Benetton were using traction control in 1994. Senna was absolutely convinced of it. Schumacher was also disqualified for the under the plank at Belgium in 1998. And he is somewhat a controversial figure, even more so for his Spygate scandal. So, was he a good team boss? Yes, but then even the Benetton team themselves, if you listen to any podcast or interviews with any of the engineers at the time, have kind of joked that poor old Flavio Briatore, they gave him a radio that never transmitted, so he could listen to everything. But yeah, that was it, and they just kind of got on with it. I think what he was good at was hiring the right people and keeping Benetton and Renault a really, really solid Formula One team. So is that all? Does that mean he's a good boss? I will let you decide. But the fact that he was banned for life for that cheating decision in 2008 hits the nail on the head for me, really. Up until then, okay, I guess he was. Anyway, Flavio Briatore to return. Yes, not as Alpine team boss, thank goodness. If you like what you see, give us a subscribe. We will speak to you soon. Thank you very much.